So the sequel for Doctor Strange seems to be very much in a limbo stage right now. Box office wise, it seems to do kind of okay-ish compared to some of the other kind of Marvel movies, I guess. But today I'm going to talk about kind of what I would personally like to actually see in the sequel, because no matter what, I think it's clearly obvious there's going to be a sequel no matter what. The way I'm going to do this is kind of the way I've kind of done past kind of stuff of what I'd like to see in a said movie. I'll kind of talk about, obviously, quickly about the cast I'd like to see, and then I'll kind of talk about, you know, the plot and certain kind of elements I'd like to see. So yeah, obviously coming back obviously with Doctor Strange, obviously is Benedict Cumberbatch. He was obviously great in the first one. Benedict Wong as Wong. Rachel McAdams as Christine Palmer was to come back. Chiwetel Ejiofor as Baron Mordo. Though I'm going to say right now, with Mordo, I don't really want him as the main kind of thing. You'll find out why. But I kind of want him kind of like teased and build up more for no point denying that Bowie will actually do a trilogy, so Bowie actually the third one. I'd actually like to see more as the main villain, but also like to see actually come into the Doctor Strange movies, and I feel like I might actually have him after Infinity War, but of Scarlet Witch is Elizabeth Olsen. Now, especially with her character, I think she's going to actually have a subplot in this movie where she's going to get more training through Doctor Strange. She's going to learn more how to use her powers, how to control her powers better, learn new things as well. So I think that's quite interesting, and that's one of the things I actually feel like actually really could happen. I could really see kind of happening out of that. But in terms of my new cast, actually, I'm going to more talk about that when I'm going to go into the plot, because obviously it'll go better with that. So basically, I'm going to say that I enjoyed the first one. I thought it was good. My big kind of gripe and problem with it was the fact that I think they spent too much time on the dimension stuff. I wanted more on the magic sense, but more in the terms of genre I want for the second one. I want it more aimed at the more supernatural level, because Doctor Strange is very much into that, but I think what I'm wanting to build up into this movie is very much key into the more supernatural elements for me personally. So yeah, the film would kind of start off of basically a murder plot of a good old classic case of a whodunit, and it'll start off with basically like a body's just been found and nobody knows. And this in the sorcerer world, obviously, it's connected. It's not just any normal person; it is someone of a sorcerer, and that kind of builds up of why is this body just lying here in a really kind of random remote area. So that's kind of that is the main structure of the story of this film. So also want to see in this movie is the kind of build up of the kind of the mythology, really. And what I'd like to see is like the Order, where this is a group of people where they are basically the head, they're the control, basically the police force of the sorcerers. That was the little thing I guess had a little bit of a gripe with the first one, where I didn't really kind of get the feeling of, is there anyone actually in charge of the sorcerers sort of thing? Is there like a politics kind of thing? Because that's what I'd like to see. So the head of this, I would like to see as Peter Capaldi, who would be the charge of the politics side, and then with him there will be Eva Green, who will be in charge of the media side, and then I'm going to murder his name here, but David Oyelowo as the bank side. So yeah, it's the three kind of heads of the kind of, they're the charge of the kind of these the big kind of areas of the sorcerer's world, really. And I think that's a great way to really delve more into the mythology, really, for me. I like wee details like that, and obviously they're going to get involved with this, where they're trying to figure out who killed this person, and obviously that will bring in Doctor Strange, because they're going to get Doctor Strange into the Order and all that, because they're kind of believing that he needs to be more kind of getting involved with them, really, that he shouldn't just be going about doing what he wants to do, what he just feels is what he thinks is right, sort of thing. Now, kind of going back onto the genre also, I would like to go a little bit more kind of Twin Peaks kind of style in terms of this kind of whole whodunit, that kind of, because I think Doctor Strange, and there was moments of it in the first one where it can go quite weird, and I think it could, to be honest, I think Doctor Strange could go even weirder, if I'm honest, and I think they could do it really quite well with some elements. For me personally, I think you could really do it quite eerie, but kind of like the fun weird at the same time. And there's this whole kind of just lack of trust of anyone, really, in this whole film, of just no one can trust anyone, really, because there's going to be a character as well played by Burn Gorman, who I very much like. I've always liked him as an actor. I've liked him in many things, and his character is actually going to be a vampire, and his character is going to really conflict with Doctor Strange, because he'll find out that actually Burn Gorman's character is allowed to kill people by the Order, as long as the Order deems that person that he's killing as a convicted, murderer or whatever, that kind of sort of thing. Because obviously, Burn Gorman's character needs blood as a vampire, so that's going to get some nice little kind of, as I said, this whole kind of trust thing. Because there's going to be, I like to see like the kind of part of the film where you actually going to think Burn Gorman might actually be the killer, but actually it turns out it's not. So there's going to be like kind of stuff like that. But at the course of the movie, tension is building up and building up, and then we get to the kind of the moment where they find out that the eyes. Well, they obviously knew this from the start, but the person that the dead body that they found had no eyes. They were completely burned out. But obviously, as comic book fans, you're going to know that as the penance stare. So when the big reveal happens of who the person is, it turns out it's the Ghost Rider, and obviously the Ghost Rider has his own agenda why he was killing that person and killing other people as well, because that's the conflicting side of the Order. The Order believe that they should be going through court and la-da-da, that kind of stuff and all that, while the Ghost Rider just believes that, no, if they're bad, that he's just going to kill them. So, and also Doctor Strange doesn't really kind of believe in that as well. There should be some sort of method of not just going about and doing that said thing. So obviously they have a little bit of a confrontation and all that, but I'll just quickly say of who I'd like to see play Ghost Rider. For me, I really like him. I think Jake Gyllenhaal would do an absolutely superb job. I think he is great in Nightcrawler. I think that's a great showcase of a performance of how he would be great as Ghost Rider, because Ghost Rider is a very conflicting character of many different emotions, really, and I think Jake Gyllenhaal would do a superb job, really. And I know he's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if I'm honest, so I am not really kind of that bothered. At the end of the day, this ain't going to happen, what I'm saying here, but this is just something, a dream of me I would like to see. Yeah, overall, it's so you'll find it obviously it's Ghost Rider, and also the film will have a nice wee kind of teases to the Midnight Suns, which is obviously the kind of the more kind of the supernatural Avengers, basically. There'll be obviously a nice little reference to Blade with Burn Gorman's character, the vampire character. There'll be stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of mostly what I kind of have. It's I like the idea of this kind of murder plot going on, and it involves like Doctor Strange and all that, and bringing him really in the. And also just building up the mythology and all that and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, what do you guys think? Do you like this idea? Do you hate this idea? I would love to know. Comment down below. What would you guys like to see actually in the sequel? I'd love to know. So, yeah, more videos in the future. So until then, see you later.